time, nestled in a sunny little village, lived a sweet and cheerful girl known to everyone as Little Red Riding Hood. Can you guess why? It's because she always wore a beautiful, bright red cloak with a cozy hood that her grandmother had lovingly sewn just for her. One bright morning, her mother called her into the kitchen. The air was filled with the scent of freshly baked bread. She handed Little Red Riding Hood a basket heavy with delicious treats, a warm loaf of bread, golden honey, and a small pot of creamy butter. "Red Riding Hood," she said with a gentle smile, "please take this basket to your grandmother. She isn't feeling very well, and this will surely cheer her up." "Yes, Mama, I'll go straight there." Little Red Riding Hood replied, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "Remember, my dear," her mother added, her voice kind but firm, "stay on the path and please, don't talk to strangers." Little Red Riding Hood nodded, gave her mother a hug, and set off on her journey. The forest was magical that day. Sunlight streamed through the tall trees, creating dancing patterns on the ground, and birds sang their happiest songs from the branches above. As she skipped along the winding path, she noticed a patch of colorful wildflowers blooming just a few steps away. Oh, Grandma would absolutely love these flowers. She thought aloud, her heart filled with joy. Forgetting her mother's warning for just a moment, she stepped off the path to gather a beautiful bouquet. But while she was busy picking the prettiest blossoms, a shadow fell over her. A big, sly wolf with clever eyes emerged from behind a large oak tree. "Well, hello there, little girl," he said in a voice as smooth as silk. "Where might you be going on this fine, fine morning?" A little surprised, but not at all scared, Little Red Riding Hood replied, "I'm going to my grandma's house. I'm bringing her this basket of food because she's not feeling well." "Oh, how very kind of you," the wolf cooed, his tail wagging slowly. "And where does your dear grandma live?" "She lives at the end of this path," Little Red Riding Hood explained innocently. In the little cottage with the pretty blue door, a wicked grin spread across the wolf's face. An idea sparked in his cunning mind. "Aha, I'll get to Grandma's house before this silly girl and have both of them for my dinner," he thought to himself. But to Little Red Riding Hood, he simply said, "What a lovely day. Why don't you take your time and pick some more of those beautiful flowers for Grandma? I'm sure she'd appreciate a big bouquet." And with a polite nod, the wolf dashed away, disappearing into the dense woods. He took a secret shortcut, running faster than the wind, and arrived at the cottage with the blue door long before Little Red Riding Hood. When Red Riding Hood finally reached her destination, the bouquet in her arms, she knocked gently on the door. "Grandma, it's me, Red Riding Hood," she called out. A strange, shaky voice answered from inside. "Come in, my dear. The door is unlocked." Red Riding Hood pushed the door open and stepped inside. The room was unusually dark, with the curtains drawn tight. She saw a figure in the bed, wearing Grandma's nightcap and glasses, tucked all the way up to the chin. As she crept closer, something felt ... different. "Oh, Grandma," she said, her voice filled with curiosity. "What big eyes you have." "The better to see you with, my dear," the wolf replied, trying to sound like her grandmother. "And Grandma," she continued, leaning a little closer, "what big ears you have. The better to hear you with, my dear." "But Grandma," she whispered, her heart starting to beat a little faster, "what big teeth you have, the better to eat you with." The wolf roared, leaping out of the bed. But just as he lunged, a loud shout echoed from outside. A brave woodcutter who had been passing by heard the commotion and rushed inside with his axe raised high. He bravely chased the wicked wolf out of the cottage and deep into the forest, never to be seen again. The woodcutter then heard a faint sound coming from the closet. He opened the door and out came the real Grandma, safe and sound. The wolf had locked her in there when he arrived. Little Red Riding Hood ran into her grandmother's arms, tears of relief streaming down her face. "Oh, Grandma, I'm so sorry. I should have stayed on the path and listened to Mama." Grandma hugged her tightly, her smile warm and forgiving. "It's all right, my dear. What matters most is that you've learned a very important lesson today." From that day on, Little Red Riding Hood promised to always listen to her mother and never ever talk to strangers again. She and her grandma shared the delicious treats from the basket, and the little cottage was filled with laughter for the rest of the afternoon. Little Red Riding Hood became known not just for her bright red cloak, but for her brave heart and the wise choices she made ever after. The lesson of this story is a timeless one. Always listen to the wise advice of your elders and be careful around strangers. Being smart and cautious is the best way to stay safe, and in the end, kindness and courage will always win the day. Thank you so much for joining me for this story. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more wonderful tales. See you next time.